Good morning, everyone. Could be afternoon, could be evening, depending on where you're watching from. Thanks for being here. So this is my little rescue guy, Leo. He just wanted to say hi. And I wanted to let you guys know it's gonna be about a half an hour today. Again, because it's live, it could be a little bit more than that or a little bit less. Probably a little bit more because I'm a little bit of a moon salutation person. I love the spring full moon because it's really about new beginnings, right? And always the moons are the balance between the sun and the moon. It works with the willpower, chill power, and the flexible warrior approach. So as always, be mindful of your body, protect and honor it, make that your first priority. And you know, the moon, when a moon is full, it sometimes can make people a little restless and having a hard time sleeping. So if you need to rest a little bit more or, you know, do some modifications, then do what feels good for your body. So go ahead and come to your mat. And you can come to easy seated pose. Get your bed buddy. And if you have a block, by the way, it would be a great thing to use, especially for the runners that are in the group. We are going to be incorporating a few extra stretches for my Flexible Warrior running friends. And so a block is really great if you have tight hamstrings or hips. It's really helpful. But if you don't have a block, no worries. Just you'll bend your knees a little bit more. You could always use like a book, a table, or something like that if you feel like that works for you. So go ahead and come to an easy seated pose. There are always 1,000 things, I don't know about you, 1,000 things that need to happen before you get onto your mat. But once you land on your mat, really make this your priority for the next half an hour or so. Just try to block out distraction. I know you're practicing from home, so there's lots of things that are going to be calling to you for your attention. But what I want you to really focus on is practicing your own self-care for the next little while, the balance between willpower, doing hard things, chill power, and resting and recovering. So we're restoring our mind, body, and warrior spirit. You can turn your palms face up, bring your thumb and index finger together to touch, close your eyes, bring awareness to your posture, lift and open your heart, lengthen out your spine, create space in your body with your inhale, deep breath in. And as you exhale, really land on your mat and be present right here, right now. Together we breathe. Inhale, so unifying together even though we're apart, breathing and stretching. As you exhale, dropping any tension, let go of any thoughts that don't serve your highest potential. We're going to do a little flexion and extension and lateral stretching from the spine. So you're just going to take one hand down to the side. You're going to just stretch up and over. And if you're just getting out of bed or just starting to move, you might feel a little bit tight. So just mindfully move from side to side. As you bend this bottom elbow, maybe that elbow will come all the way down to the floor. Maybe, maybe not. Don't force it. You want to keep this opposite hip anchored to the floor though. So don't be tempted to lean to the side in order to get your elbow down. Keep both hips down. Take a deep breath in as you reach up. And exhale, take it over to the side. So the arm is right by the ear, right? You're not rounded forward. The arm's by the ear. You're rolling open more than anything. Take a deep breath in, sit back up. Your hands are going to come onto your knees. You're going to inhale, open the chest and the heart. Exhale, tuck behind the tailbone, round the spine, hollow the belly, bring the chin to the chest. Inhale, open and extend your spine, lift your heart. I'll turn to the side so you can see. So you're actually pulling a little bit forward like this, like drawing the tailbone out and drawing the chest forward. And exhale, tuck behind the tailbone, hollow the belly, bring the chin to the chest. And one more time. Inhale to open the chest, draw forward, and exhale, round the spine, hollow the belly, and tuck the tailbone. Good. And then from there, you're going to go ahead and shift your hips back onto your heels and come into child's pose. Again, check in with your body. How's your energy today? How's your physical body? Is there anything that you need to be taking care of? Make sure you make that your first priority. Take a deep breath in, and then go ahead and shift forward, curl your toes, come into downward facing dog, and pedal out right and left. So the athletes and the runners, make sure you're really taking the opportunity to stretch the calves, the ankles, the Achilles, the soleus by dropping the heels back and down. Get a good pedal out.
but bring awareness to the hands at the same time, so you're really spreading the fingertips out wide. So you can walk your toes together to touch here. So the toes are side by side, but the hands are shoulder width. And the right leg's gonna lift straight up to the sky. You'll be in a three-legged dog. Now, it might not get really high here. We're gonna warm up little by little, but just lift it to whatever degree you can. Take a deep breath in. And then stepping that right foot up and in between your hands, help it forward if it needs. Walk around to the front edge of your mat. And then you're gonna bend your knees and turn your toes out and your heels slightly in. So we're kind of here in a low squat position. With the hands on the insides of the knees, you press the knees open a little bit. And then you tuck the tailbone, roll through the spine. Inhale, this is 5-pointed star. So if moon salutations are new for you, go with the flow here. You're gonna exhale, pull the elbows down to the hips. The knees are pressing open. So that's a challenging part of the groin. Inner thighs are typically tight. You're gonna wanna probably, the body wants to draw forward. I want you to press those knees open so you're really stretching the groin inner thigh. Make sure that you can see your big toes. So look down and check that you can see your big toes. All right, flow with your breath. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, draw the elbows down to the hips. So the moon salutations are really sort of about harnessing the energy, the power of the moon too. And that might sound a little woo-woo, but that moon energy is so powerful. And it's important that we honor nature, right, and the cycles of the sun and the moon. So that's what it's all about. Let's take one more nice deep breath in. And then we're gonna turn towards your right foot, come into a lunge position, and then your hands are gonna come down on either side of your right foot, and we're gonna pivot to the side. So you're gonna be in a side lunge position, and this heel is lifted up, or the toes are lifted up, so you're pressing down through the heel. The knee is bent, and you are balancing on the big toe side of the foot. Now for some of you, you'll be able to let go, and you'll be able to work on some balance. Again, if you're on a carpeted surface, it is a little bit harder. But it's great for ankle stability. If you can't let go, it's totally fine. Just keep your hands down on either side of your front foot. Take a very deep breath in, get that nice groin inner thigh stretch. And then turn back to the side. We're gonna release the back knee down to the mat. Again, I'm adding some extra stretches for the runners and the athletes. Yeah, so pulling the tailbone back, you're straightening this front leg. Again, if the hammies are really tight, no worries, just keep a bend in that knee. But you're really working on pulling the tailbone back, lifting the chest up, opening the collarbone. The more that you pull the tailbone back and straighten this leg, the more of a stretch you'll feel. So you want to take a very deep breath in, and as you exhale, just round your spine, bring the nose to the knee. And we're going to repeat this a few times, so as we go through it, you're going to get more and more open. You're going to bend your front knee, and you're going to take a half step forward. So the back toes are turned slightly out and the heels are in line. So if you traced a line from your right heel to your left heel, it would be a straight line. Now everyone, grab onto your right hip with your right hand and just pull your right hip back a little bit so that your hips are level. Take a very deep breath in. And then go ahead and release your hand back down to the floor. And this is where we're going to start to integrate balancing half moon. It's a challenging one. I want you to walk your hands forward, and if you're using a block, by the way, you would have the block out in front of you, and it's a little bit of a lift then, a little bit easier on you. Again, if the hamstrings are tight, you're going to keep this right knee bent. Flex your left heel, float your left hand up, grab onto your left hip now with your left hand, and then pull your left hip up to the ceiling. This is a balance pose. You want to focus your eyes always on a balance pose. Belly's pulled in so the core is strong. And then if you can float your left hand up to the ceiling, do that as well. Just take one more breath. If you're feeling a little wobbly, it's all good. Just have some patience. Bring your left hand down to the floor. Bring your left foot to your right foot, so line up your toes. You can do a halfway lift here, so hands to shins. We're going to do a sun salutation and incorporate that into your moon salutation. Exhale into a forward fold, and then step back to plank pose. So you're right into the top of a push-up. Just check your alignment. Chest and heart are open. Elbows have a little micro bend in them. Belly's in and up. Take a deep breath. Shift to your toes. Bend your elbows. You can come half or all the way to your mat. Inhale to a cobra or an upward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Reach through the toes. And then exhale. Curl the toes and lift back up into downward facing dog. And we breathe together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, land in your downward dog. Right leg's going to lift back up to the sky. You're gonna step your right foot back up and in between your hands, and again, always helping it forward if you need to. Walk around to the front edge of your mat so you're in a straddle stretch. So in a straddle stretch, the toes are slightly in, the heels are slightly out. You can walk your hands back in line with your feet and drop your head down towards the floor. Oh, I get to say the nicest view of my foster doggy behind me. That's awesome. So if you're at home and you're surrounded by your animals too, they love this calm energy. So it's very relaxing for them too. Take a nice deep breath in. And then as you inhale on the next breath in, you can come halfway up. We're gonna get that again on the other side. So you need to turn your toes out and your heels in first. Hands come to the insides of the knees. Gently push those knees open. Good, and then tuck the tailbone, roll through the spine. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Press through your feet, reach through your fingertips. Big inhale, lots of energy. Exhale, pull down. Inhale to lift. So these first few times through, we're gonna go slow. And then, of course, we're gonna pick up the pace and have a little bit more flow and fun with it. One more time, inhale, lift. And then we're gonna turn towards our left foot in that high lunge. Take an inhale, arms are by the ears, hips are low. That's a nice hip flexor stretch here, yeah? And then hands on either side of your left foot. You're gonna pivot to the side, and you're in that side lunge. So this heel is lifted, heel is pressing down, toes are lifted up, hands on either side of your front foot, or you can come up to that balance position if you like. Either way, you're breathing, holding, and taking one more deep breath in. We'll get to that runner's lunge next. So hands down to the floor if you have them lifted. Turn around so that you're in a low lunge position. You're releasing your right knee down. Take an inhale, and then pull backwards for your runner stretch. So you're straightening your left leg. Again, having a bend in that knee is totally fine. Don't stress about that. But if you can straighten the leg, do so. Think of pulling the tailbone up and back and then folding forward from there. So the more that you lengthen your spine, draw your chest forward, pull your shoulders back, and lift your tailbone. Makes a big difference, right? Subtle little changes make a huge difference in your stretches. And then we're bending that left knee, making sure the knee's out over the ankle. You're gonna curl your right toes under and take a half step forward with your right foot, folding out over your front leg in pyramid stretch. This is such a great stretch for runners as well. Left hand to the left hip. You're gonna pull that left hip slightly back. And the reason that you're doing that is because it's really normal, kind of, especially when the hamstrings are tight, to hike your right hip up, right? So you wanna pull back with your left hip to kind of square things off. All right, feeling a deep stretch? Yes. I'm probably not alone there. I'm feeling pretty tight this morning myself. We're gonna come into balancing half moon from here, so you just take a walk forward with your hands. You could use your block if you want to. I have this table right here. I could certainly just use that. Yeah, and tables work too, although they are a little high. So you're balancing your left hand. There's a straight line from your left wrist to your elbow and your shoulder. Grab onto your right hip with your right hand. Flex your right foot. Now lift your right hip up to the sky. And then if you want to, you can release your right hand as well. Remember, your left knee can be bent. It's totally fine. If the hamstrings are really tight, don't stress about it. Just do the best you can right here, right now. Take one more breath. And then the right hand's gonna come down, the right toes come down. You're gonna line up your toes. Halfway lift, take a very deep breath. Make sure you're pulling the belly in and the shoulders back. And exhale, come into a forward fold. Step back to your plank. This is where I like to integrate the sun salutation with it, so we get the balance of both. You're gonna shift to your toes, bend your elbows, lower half or all the way to your belly. Inhale into your cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog, push back. Now the left leg's coming back to the sky. You're gonna inhale. And you exhale, step your left foot up and through your hands, helping it forward if it needs, but the knees out over the ankle. Pivot into straddle stretch. Toes are slightly in here, heels are slightly out. Walk your hands back in line with your feet if you like. Shake out your head, let it all go. And then for those of you who want to, you can add a chest expansion to it, which is interlacing your fingers behind your tailbone and out over your head. What a great stretch for the hamstrings, but the chest and shoulder are added in if you're doing the hands interlaced. Take one more breath. And then fingertips are gonna come down. You're gonna lift halfway up. You're gonna turn your toes out and your heels in. Hands come to the inside of the knees. Gently press those knees open. Tuck the tailbone, roll through the spine. Here we go a little faster. You ready? Inhale, lift.
exhale, lower. So those are all the poses that we're gonna do for these next 2 rounds. And we're just gonna go a little faster, moving with your breath, trying to create a little heat, a little blood flow. One more time. Turning to the side into your high lunge. Hips are low, arms are by the ears. Hands on either side of your right foot. Pivot to the side for your side lunge. Balancing if you choose. 3 breaths. Focusing your eyes. 1 more breath. And then turning to the side, coming into your low lunge by releasing your knee down. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull back, runner's lunge. Lift your tailbone, open your heart, and fold forward, nose towards knee. Take 1 more breath. And then shifting your weight forward, coming into your pyramid stretch. You take a half step forward with your left foot. Folding again, nose to knee. You can grab onto your right hip if you like, pull that hip back. Or if you'd like to add a rotation to your pyramid stretch, you can reach your right hand up to the sky and look up to your right thumb. So you're getting a little bit of a twist, rotation, and a deeper stretch. Take 1 more breath. And then the right hand's gonna come down. You're walking into your balancing half moon. Take your time, lots of patience, walking your hands forward, left foot floats up. Left hand can grab to the left hip, left hand can then reach to the sky if you like. Now imagine you're pulling yourself in 4 directions. Core of the body is engaged, left foot is flexed, fingertips are stretching away from each other for 1 more breath. And then the left hand comes down, left toes meet the right, line everything up, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your palms, step or hop to plank. Vinyasa, elbows bent, lower down, saluting the sun as well as the moon. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe out and ground yourself. Continue to block out distraction or anything that's going around you. Inhale, right foot to the sky. Exhale, right foot up and through your hands. Walk to the front edge of your mat for your straddle stretch. Now toes are slightly in and heels are slightly out. Walk your hands back in line with your feet. Let the weight of your head go. Add that chest expansion if you like to interlace your fingers. Bring your hands out over your head. Stretch it out. So turn your world upside down a little bit for a moment. Let it go. Breathe into it. 1 more breath. And then releasing your fingertips. Lift halfway up. Turn the toes out and the heels in. Hands to the insides of the knees. Gently press those knees open. Sit low. Tuck the tailbone. Roll through the spine. Inhale, 5-pointed star. And exhale, moon god. Continue to flow with your breathing. We're gonna go 1 more time through, and then we're gonna switch it up a little bit, okay? So flowing with your breath. This is the flower moon, the spring flower moon. 1 more time. So new beginnings are also a thing to celebrate, the seasons. And then hands on either side of your front foot, pivot to the side for your side lunge. Flex these toes, lift your chest, balance if you like. Focus your eyes. Take 1 more very deep breath. Do the best that you can. Hands come down, turn to the side for your low lunge. Releasing your knee down, take an inhale. Exhale, pull back, runner's lunge. Focus, lift the tailbone, pull it back, draw the chest forward, and then soften the elbows, folding out over your front knee. And since we've repeated this a couple times now, hopefully you're feeling just a little bit more open. Take 1 more breath. And then you'll bend your left knee. Take a half step forward with your right foot for your pyramid stretch. Grab onto your left hip with your left hand. Pull that left hip back. Or you can add that rotation by stretching your left hand up to the sky. Adding that rotation. If that doesn't feel good to you, maybe it tweaks the shoulders, it doesn't feel good for the back, then you can have your hands again straight on either side of your front foot, or actually even on your shin if you like. So do the modification that feels best for you. Coming into balancing half moon, you're taking a walk forward with your hands. Left hand is right underneath left shoulder. Float your right foot up. Flex and activate your right heel. Belly's in. Right hand grabs onto your right hip. Pull your right hip to the sky. And then stretch your right hand straight up toward the ceiling.
pull yourself in 4 directions from the center of your body. Keep your eyes focused for 1 more breath. And then hand and foot come down, toes line up. Halfway lift, breathe, and open up the body. Exhale, ground and forward fold. Step or hop to plank. Sun salutation, half vinyasa flow, lower down. Inhale into your back bend. Pause. And exhale, downward facing dog as you push back. 1 more time, left foot to the sky, inhale. Left foot up and through your hands. Exhale, walk it around for your straddle stretch. Chest expansion option. So add that in if you like. Shake out your heads. Shake it no, shake your head no. No to something that doesn't serve you. And then shake it yes. Just relaxing your head completely. Yes, I'm going to take really good care of myself today. I'm going to drink lots of water, eat lots of nutrient-dense foods, maybe have a smoothie. Yeah, hands come down. Halfway lift, lift up. You're going to turn your toes out and your heels in 1 more time. Hands to the insides of the knee. Dropping down really low. Roll yourself up. Inhale and exhale. Good. We're going to turn to the side and we're going to come into child's pose. So I'm going to have you do a little modification here next, just for fun. Again, especially for my athletes. So the hands under the shoulder and the knees bent, and you're, modified side plank. But I'm going to have you reach back and grab the top of your left foot with your left hand. Sort of like dancer's pose. I think we did that yesterday, yeah? So it feels like that, except your side, right? You're getting a quad stretch, hip flexor stretch. Squeeze your glutes, press your hips a little forward. And then you're rolling the left side of the ribcage open. So just notice that feeling of being right here at the side, rolling open. Take a very deep breath, get that quad stretch. And then go ahead and balance the best you can. So use your core, balance yourself up. Good job. Inhale, sun breath. Let's get that on the other side. So go ahead and bring the left hand down. Make sure you have a straight line from the wrist, elbow, shoulder. Modified side plank, inhale. And then reaching back, grab the top of your right foot with your right hand. Kick the top of your foot into your hand, and as you do that, you'll feel your hips press forward. You'll get a little bit of a quad stretch, and then roll the right side of the ribcage open, looking up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. Good job, you guys. And then go ahead and use your core, float yourself back up. Beautiful. Sun breath. And then fold yourself into restorative child's pose. That just means hands back by the feet, palms facing the sky, forehead to your mat. Take a moment to recenter yourself. Really deep breath into your back. And then come all the way back up with another sun breath. And draw your hands to heart center as you sit back onto your heels in hero's pose. Okay, we're going to take what we just did and add it into our moon flow. Okay, one more time through. So come into downward facing dog first. Curl your toes, lift up. Inhale, right leg to the sky. So I think we're going to go a little longish today. Stay as long as you can. Exhale, step your right foot up and through your hands. Walk around to the front edge of your mat. Turn your toes out and heels in, hands to the insides of the knees. You can tell I love moon salutations, maybe. All about it, all about saluting the moon. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. So I started to do moon salutations probably about 18 to 20 years ago. And I do the best that I can every time the full moon comes around. This is one of the things that I really do to sort of stay in balance and to celebrate the seasons and the cycles of things. One more time, and then turn to your high lunge. Take an inhale. And exhale. It's fun to share it with you guys. Go ahead and pivot to the side for your side lunge. Come into your prayer position with your hands. If you want to work a little bit more on balance, maintain the focus of your eyes. And then go ahead and pivot to the side. Coming into your low lunge, release your knee. Take an inhale. Exhale, shifting back. So even though we're moving a little faster now, you're still moving with your breath, conscious of your breath. One more time here, inhale. Exhale, shifting forward, coming into your right into we're gonna skip the the pyramid stretch and go straight into balancing half moon and over the moon. You guys are gonna have lots of fun. So shifting into your balancing half moon first. Again, use your block if you want to, right? So you have a little bit more lift. And then from here, float your left hand straight up. And then just for fun, what we were just working on, right? You're gonna add that in. So you're gonna reach around, see if you can find your left foot. And if you can't, you guys, no worries. You're just gonna work on that regular balancing half moon that we've been working on the last 20 minutes or so. This is called over the moon if you're holding your left hand and your foot together. Wherever you are, breathe, no judgment, no expectations. And then releasing out of the pose so that the toes are touching together. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold, step or hop to plank. Vinyasa, elbows bent, lower down. Inhale into your cobra or upward facing. And exhale into your downward facing. Let's get it on the other side. So right leg to the sky, right foot up and through your hands. Walk to the front edge of your mat for your straddle stretch. Add your chest expansion if you like, folding forward, letting go the weight of your head. And then preparing to come out of it, release your hands down, lift halfway up, turn your toes out, your heels in, press your hands on the insides of the knees, guiding the knees open, tuck the tailbone. Last time, inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, squat low, knees are pressing open. Check that the knees are still pressing open and you can still see your big toes as you lower your knees down. One more time, lifting up. Exhale to your lunge. And hands on either side of your left foot. Take it to the side. Last time for the side lunge, such a great stretch and balance pose. Feel your palms pressing together. Take a very deep breath. And then walking your hands around for your low lunge. Release your knee, take an inhale. Exhale, runner's lunge. Last time, just notice. Feeling more open, more flexible. Breathing, sending that message of peace and calm to your central nervous system. Shift your weight forward, curling your back toes under. We're going straight into balancing half moon here. Pressing off of your right toes, left hand under the left shoulder, right hand up to the sky, and then adding in that over the moon if you like. You're bending the right knee. See if you can find your right foot. Roll the right side of your ribcage open. Again, if this is not within your reach today, the foot is just not there for you today, just work on a regular balancing half moon. Wherever you are, be at peace with it. Take one more breath. And then release your right foot down. Bring your toes together to touch. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your palms. Step or hop to your plank. Last half vinyasa, elbows bend, lower down. Inhale into your cobra or upward facing. And exhale, push back, downward facing dog. So again, for the runners in the group, I want you to really get a good calf, ankle, Achilles, soleus stretch. Take your left foot and bring it behind your right ankle so you can really work on pressing that right heel down. Take a couple nice deep breaths. And switch sides. So put the left foot down, put the right foot behind the left ankle. Feel that great stretch. Such a great variation. Really puts a lot of energy down through that heel so you get a deeper stretch. And then both feet on the mat, release your knees down and come into a seated position. Excellent job. We have one more pose to do here, and that is called flower pose. This is a balance pose, and because it's a flower moon, I thought this would be a fun one to add in today. We're going to start with bound ankle pose, so the bottoms of the feet are touching together, or butterfly stretch. So let me scooch back just a hair so you can see the further that the feet are away from you, the less you'll feel the stretch, so you can scooch your feet closer to you if you want a deeper stretch. Bend your elbows into the creases of the knees and fold your forehead in towards your feet. Such a great groin inner thigh stretch. Take a couple nice deep breaths. As you exhale, press your elbows a little bit more into your knees, guiding gently open, so not forcefully. And then from here, you're going to shift your weight back. Take your hands and put them underneath your feet find your balance. So the bottoms of your feet are together to touch, and you're holding on underneath your feet or the outsides of your ankles. So you're in a balanced position, knees are open. And then you can turn your palms to face the sky. I would love to see some of you tag me on Instagram with this one. It's a beautiful stretch. Lift the heart a little bit more. And then just for fun, stay where you are. I'm just gonna turn to the side. Just for fun, since we've been working on a lot of straddles today too. Peace fingers, everyone. I know. Grab onto the insides of your big toes. So big toe hold is you just slide your peace fingers on the inside of your big toe. You can start to straighten the legs just a little bit. Lift the chest, make sure you're not collapsing through the low back, and then come into a wide straddle stretch if you can. So you're balancing. Now look up towards the sky. I know it's a little bit of a challenge. Do the best that you can with it. Take a very deep breath. And then go ahead and slowly release out of that. Just cross the legs. Excellent job. So you can fold the feet. If you want to sit up on a pillow or your block, feel free to do that. Let's just circle, full circle around by finishing with 3 deep breaths. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Lift and open your collarbone. Turn your palms to face the sky, thumb and index finger together to touch. Close your eyes. Feel a sense of peace and calm. Settle in for a moment. Take a deep cleansing breath in. Breathe in positive energy. Breathe in calm, breathe in peace. And exhale, dropping any tension. Soften your shoulders, relax, and letting go. And do that 2 more times. So whatever you're working towards, think of breathing that in. And whatever you want to let go of, think of breathing that out. One more time. We breathe in. And we breathe out. Good. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. The light within me honors and acknowledges the same light that is within each of you. Make sure you get outside today, salute the sun, salute the moon, enjoy the balance of the seasons and nature. And make sure, for those of you who are in the challenge with me, you're getting good hydration, you're getting your quality sleep, and you're filling your body with nutrient-dense foods, smoothies if you like. And in fact, I can do a little smoothie demo next if you want to. Might as well. I planned on doing it. So for everyone who's finishing, go ahead and move on and have a great day. Good job, Bruno. Gosh, what a good boy you are. So this guy is my foster dog. He is available on True Rescue. It's trurescue.org. And yeah, I think animals do really, really good with calm energy too, right? It doesn't work to yell at animals, or same thing with people. Like, don't be critical to yourself. Don't be aggressive with yourself. The animals love it, right? All the other ones, I don't know if you can see them, they're all sleeping in their beds. They just come following me around when I get my yoga mat out. Okay, you know what? This is very spur of the moment, but I am going to make a smoothie. For those of you who want to stick around, feel free. For those of you who need to move on your merry way, feel free. So here's what I like to do, you guys, especially I'm a seasonal smoothie maker. And that just means I really don't do smoothies in the winter. Sorry, I'm trying to tilt you guys up a little bit, see if we can adjust. I'm a wing it smoothie person, meaning I don't often work with recipes. I work with whatever's in my house. And right now I literally haven't been to the grocery store in 4 weeks. So I have no fruit. I have some frozen fruit, but very little. I think I have some blueberries left, and that's pretty much it. But I do have kale because I just went to the CSA farm yesterday. So I'm gonna make a green smoothie, and I'll just show you what I do. So real quick, and this is great post-run, post-yoga stuff. So if you're making a green smoothie, kale is maybe not the best place to start. You'll taste it a little bit, not so much. Once you put a banana in it, that's all you really taste anyway, although I don't have a banana today, but I like the taste of kale. Spinach, romaine lettuce, that sort of thing is, for those of you who are newer, a softer taste, okay? So about a cup of greens, and then you guys who follow me regularly, you know what I do. I take my green tea, my leftover green tea, which I always have, and I use that in my smoothies all the time because it's there, and there's some good, of course,
caffeine in that, and it's just a great extra liquid. And then this morning, I'm using this flax milk. Okay, so any sort of, I prefer, like almond milk, coconut milk, flax milk, something like that. You can certainly use dairy too if you're not sensitive to that. I'm just not a big fan of dairy myself for a lot of different reasons, and that's a whole other story. Okay, so then you can add, so you would have about a cup to 2 cups of greens, a cup or so of your liquid, your green tea, your water, your milk, whatever it's going to be, and then you can add in a protein powder. I like this, one of the ones that I like is this Earth Chimp. I also like Sun Warrior because they're plant-based. This Earth Chimp, typically I would just use vanilla, but I have chocolate today, so I'm going to make a green chocolate combo, which I actually really like chocolate and greens together. I know it sounds sort of weird, but it's don't knock it till you tried it. This is a vegan protein super shake. It's got probiotics in it too. Earth Chimp you can check out on my Amazon shop. I have the link in my bio on my Instagram page. I also have it on my Facebook page. It's on my website too. That's where you can find this if you're looking for this Earth Chimp. I'm a big fan of it. Since I am making a green smoothie, I will add a little bit of green powder today too. And I'm not going to put a ton in since I have, I'll probably put like a half scoop in since I already have kale in there. But this is Tonic Alchemy. It's dragon herbs. It's green. It's got 91 herbs, probiotics, greens, seaweed, fruits, and vegetables in it. So this is like powerhouse, you guys. Talk about immunity booster. There you go. You could add cacao nibs in it since it's chocolate and greens. I would think that would be great, actually. So cacao nibs are really high in magnesium. They're one of my favorite superfoods, and this is just organic cacao nibs. So the difference between cacao and chocolate is that it's not processed and it doesn't have sugar. So it's actually a superfood. So chocolate can be a superfood. And then I'm going to add some chia seeds, which are great for omega fatty acids and fiber and that sort of thing. So you can add some chia seeds as well. And then if you want to add some fruit, again, I was saying I don't have fruit right now, but I do have these frozen Aussie berry. I don't typically love to put purple in with my green. Those of you who follow me regularly, you know I like green when it's green. If you add in purple, it doesn't make the color as good, but it's very healthy. So Aussie berry is such a powerful superfood. I really have these because I like to make smoothie bowls typically, but I'm just going to throw it in there today. All right, I need my lid. Where's my lid? Stay with me just for a second, and we'll blend it up. Now, typically this would take me like 2 minutes to make, right? But because I'm talking, it takes a little bit longer. But I always say, like, there's no excuse. This is healthy fast food. People say they don't have time. I think if you can't find 2 minutes to fuel your body well, something's wrong. All right, you blend that up. Okay. And yeah, it's not the prettiest color. It's not like an Instagram worthy color. Because of the purple and the green and the chocolate, it's a little brownish, but hey, it's gonna be super healthy. Let's taste it. It's really good. See, it's really good. It's not the prettiest, but it's really good. I actually want to blend it just a hair more. I didn't blend it as much as I would have liked to, but there you go, you guys. That's my smoothie little demo. Highly encourage you again. Look, these guys are still in position. They haven't moved. Highly encourage you, fill your body with good nutrient dense foods today and every day as much as possible. Nourish your mind, body, spirit, and stay flexible warriors. So I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have an amazing day. And if you have any questions, feel free, or any requests, I should say too, feel free. FlexibleWarrior.com is my website, and Karen@FlexibleWarrior.com, or you can just comment here and let me know what requests you have. Okay, have a good day, you guys. Bye.